Hey there, everyone. Welcome back to the Just Start Talking podcast, the show that helps English language learners build real speaking skills, one episode at a time. I'm your host, Jody, and this is Season 1, Episode 16. As you know, each week we focus on real, useful, no-fluff ways to get you talking and keep you improving. Today, we're diving into something that's probably on every learner's mind. How do I speak better English? There's no real magic trick here. There's no overnight fix, no secret pills to take, but there are strategies, practical, tested, and effective strategies that will absolutely move you forward. So in this episode, I'm going to give you 8 solid tips just to help you level up your spoken English. So, let's jump right in. The first tip, speak, speak, speak. Let's just get this big one out of the way first. If you want to speak better English, you have to speak, like a lot. This sounds obvious, doesn't it? But most learners spend way more time reading and listening than actually speaking. I get it. Speaking is scary. You worry about making mistakes or sounding awkward. But here's the thing. You will not get better by waiting to feel ready. You get better by actually doing it. You can talk to your classmates, join a speaking group, use some kind of a language exchange app. Talk to yourself if you have to. Talk to yourself in the mirror. Describe your day out loud. Narrate what you're doing. If you're making breakfast, say what you're doing out loud. It doesn't matter. Just speak. Think of it like going to the gym. You don't get stronger by watching fitness videos. You get stronger by lifting weights. And in language, your muscles are your speaking skills. So let's get to it. Tip number 2, reflect on your conversations. After a conversation in English, whether it's 1 minute or 10, just take a minute to think about what was said. What went well? Where did you get stuck? Were there any words you wanted to use but you just didn't know? Did you understand what the other person said? This isn't about judging yourself. It's about learning from experience. Make a quick note of a word or phrase, you wish you'd known. Then look it up later and practice using it. This simple habit can turn every conversation into a mini lesson. A pro tip here, keep a small notebook or a notes app just for this. You can call it your speaking log. All right, let's move on to tip number 3. Listen and read with a purpose in mind. I know, I just said speaking is the key, and it is. However, listening and reading provide the foundation for speaking. They expose you to natural vocabulary, sentence structure, tone, and rhythm. But here's the trick. Don't just consume. Pay attention. Listen to how native speakers greet each other. Notice the way they ask questions or express opinion. Read dialogue and think, how would I say this in a real conversation? Find content you enjoy. Podcasts, YouTube videos, news articles, even TikToks. But make sure you're engaging with it. You're not just watching, you're studying how English works in the real world, and then you can use these tricks with your own conversations. So, this moves us on to tip number 4. Make yourself some cheat sheets. We all have topics that we talk about a lot. Maybe it's your job. Maybe you talk about your hobbies, your weekend plans. Or maybe you have to explain where you're from. So why not make yourself a few cheat sheets for these common topics? That's right. Write down common phrases and answers for these topics. Practice them until they're automatic and they flow off your tongue. That way, when the conversation happens, you're not scrambling for words. You're ready. And who doesn't want to be ready? Think of it like having a conversation map in your pocket. You still need to think and respond, but you're not starting from ground zero. You have a cheat sheet. You have a few things you can refer to. So this takes us to tip number 5. Pick up the phone. Texting is easy. Emails feel safe. But if you want to speak better, you have to speak out loud. And that means getting used to talking, even when you can't see the other person. Phone calls and voice messages are perfect for this. There's no body language to worry about, no facial expressions, just your voice and theirs. Yes, it's more difficult, but it pushes your listening and speaking skills into high gear. Start small and just leave short voice notes to friends in English. Use the voice message feature on language exchange apps. The goal isn't perfection, it's real communication. All right, now, tip number 6, record your voice. I know it sounds a little bit crazy, but recording your voice is a powerful idea. Record yourself speaking English. Record yourself talking about your day. Practice an answer to a common question. Read a short text out loud. Then, play the recording back. Listen for your pronunciation, your rhythm, and your clarity. I know, it feels super weird. No one likes hearing their own voice. I mean, sometimes I don't like hearing my own voice on this podcast. But when you listen back to yourself speak, it gives you real feedback. You'll hear things that you don't notice when you're speaking. Over time, you'll hear your progress, and that's a big confidence booster. Even better, record the same thing once a month, and then compare the recordings. You will definitely see how far you've come. Again, a big confidence boost. So we have tip number 7. Learn phrases in English, not just individual words. Okay, here's the truth. Individual words are helpful, but phrases are where fluency happens. Why's this? Why? It's because we don't speak in single words. We speak in chunks. We use expressions. There's set phrases. There's tons of set phrases in English. Think about this for a minute. You don't just learn the word coffee. You learn a cup of coffee, grab a coffee, coffee break. These are real usable phrases, and learning them makes you sound more natural, more like a native English speaker. So when you study your vocabulary, don't stop at the definition. Look for full phrases and examples. Practice saying them and build these into your mental phrase book and also the physical phrase book where you're taking notes on things you learn. Pretty soon, you'll have a whole bunch of, little phrases you can use and pepper into your conversations. And again, make yourself sound like a total native speaker. All right, finally, we're up to tip number 8. Have fun. And this one matters way more than you think. Learning a language should never feel like a punishment. You shouldn't seem like you're being punished because you're learning English. If you're bored, frustrated, or stressed all the time, you're way less likely to stick with it. So make it fun. Watch movies you like in English. Sing karaoke in English. Play language games in English. Join some online meetups in English. And when you're doing all of these things, talk about topics that you are passionate about. The more you enjoy the process, the more you'll practice. And the more you practice, the better you get. It's that simple. So make it fun. Okay, that's a lot of information for one day. Let's recap what we talked about. The 8 ways to improve your spoken English. Speak a lot. Don't wait. Talk as much as you can. Reflect on your conversations. Learn from your real-life speaking experiences. Think about what happened and how you can make it better the next time. Listen and read, but do it actively. Notice the language. Prepare yourself some cheat sheets for your most common topics. Make yourself a little cheat sheet of, things you talk about in the office or things you talk about when you go get a coffee at the cafe. Next, pick up the phone. Train your ears and voice with real audio communication. Just leave somebody a voicemail. It's easy. Record your voice. You can get honest feedback and track your progress. And this in turn will definitely make you more confident. And then learn phrases, not just words. This helps you to speak in natural, usable chunks. But the most important thing, have fun. And make it something you look forward to. Don't make it into some stupid chore. Make it fun. Okay, that's it for today's episode of the Just Start Talking podcast. I really hope these tips give you something clear, practical, and honest to work with. Remember, fluency isn't a finish line, it's a process. And every word you speak takes you one step closer to fluency. So if you found this episode helpful, share it with your friends. Share it with somebody who's also learning English. And if you haven't already, hit the follow or subscribe button, so you don't miss next week's show. As always, thank you for being here with me. Keep talking, keep trying, and as always, just start talking. Catch you next time. Bye.